All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the one and only Wrestling Otaku channel. Of course, your personification of excellence on YouTube and YWC. We're the best reviews wrestling in your three-time YWC channel of the year. And I'm back here for this short video. It is officially a Sunday, March the 23rd of 2025. Hope you're all having a good weekend. Mine is all right. Got to head into work, unfortunately, and I do have work until later on. But I want to try to get a video in or two here before I head in. And I got some more content coming your way within the next days and months, or weeks, I should say. Days, weeks, and months. Because, I'm going to be pumping out content throughout 2025, and you're going to be seeing it right here. But real quick, I want to make this video to kind of talk about something that I haven't really talked about in a long time, and just something that I just got the idea to discuss, because on this particular channel, I've not got a chance to really discuss this. On the previous channel I have, on this channel I haven't. So I'm not, for anybody who doesn't know, I'm not necessarily the biggest follower of the NBA, that being the National Basketball Association, for those of you who don't know. I'm not as big of a follower of NBA stuff as some other people are, mainly because, the state that I'm in, or the city that I'm closest to, or the sports teams, or the sports city, I should say, that I'm closest to, Baltimore, doesn't have an NBA team. And they haven't really had a pro basketball team for a long time. And a lot of people who, would think that, oh, you live in Maryland, why aren't you a fan of the Washington Wizards? Well, it's not really, DC's not really my thing. I mean, I don't have a problem with DC. I think they're cool. My father's more so a DC sports fan than I am. I'm more of a Baltimore sports fan. That's just me. But I do watch NBA every now and then. I'll catch a game. I'm more of a casual viewer of the NBA than anything else. I don't really follow them all that closely. But one thing that I have been following, and one thing that I have been hearing in the news, in the sports realm, at least when it comes to NBA within the last year, is that there's apparently going to be an expansion of the NBA very soon. They're talking about this big NBA expansion where they're going to add 2 more teams to the roster, if you will, in terms of NBA teams. They're going to add, they're discussing adding 2 more teams. They're going to have 2 more teams be in 2 other, 2 cities in the NBA, one for the Eastern Conference and one for the Western Conference, because the NBA split into, conferences, East and West. And so, obviously, this sparked a lot of discussion, a lot of, excitement, and a lot of debate as to what city is going to get an NBA team, or what city is going to get an NBA expansion team. There's a lot of talk, at least in terms of the Western Conference. A lot of people are saying, oh, Seattle, because, Seattle had, the Supersonics however many years ago, and then they moved to, I think, Oklahoma City. And then, a lot of people are saying, oh, Seattle needs an NBA team, blah, blah, blah. A lot of people are lobbying for Seattle. Some people are lobbying for Las Vegas because, Vegas is getting a lot of sports teams. They got the Raiders, they got the Golden Knights, in hockey. I think they're about to get the Athletics, if I'm not mistaken. So, I don't know. I don't think Vegas has an NBA team yet. But I'm pretty sure, they're lobbying to get one. So Seattle and Las Vegas are the 2 biggest names in terms of getting an NBA expansion team. And I'm sure there are others that I haven't mentioned or that I haven't, thought of right off the top of my head. That's for the Western Conference. And over for the Eastern Conference, there's some discussion for teams, certain cities on the East Coast as well. Well, there's one city in specific that isn't really getting brought up, that I personally think should be brought up and should be mentioned more, and should be in the conversation of getting an NBA expansion team. And if you don't know what city I'm talking about, it should be pretty obvious. The one team in the Eastern Conference, or on the East Coast, I should say, on the eastern part of the United States, that deserves an NBA team more than any other, in my opinion, is the city of Baltimore. Come on now. Why is Baltimore not in this discussion? Why is this not being brought up more by people who are Baltimore sports fans, by people in the area, people in the state? Why is this not being lobbied for more? Whenever I see discussion online about this NBA expansion and what cities should get their expansion teams or whatever, Baltimore's hardly ever in the conversation. I hear about freaking all these other cities, cities in Virginia, cities in Florida, cities in, various parts of the East Coast, various parts of this side of the country, and Baltimore's hardly ever mentioned. And it's what the fuck? It's for anybody who doesn't know, and this is actually something I seen when I read an article, Baltimore is actually the biggest city on the East Coast that does not have an NBA team. In fact, Baltimore has not had a pro basketball team, sports team, or pro basketball team since the 50s, the 60s with the Baltimore Bullets. You know, that's a long time ago. That's in my freaking grandparents' day and age. You know, that's a long time. That's in the old ABA, you know, the Baltimore Bullets. And then, of course, you know, they, I guess, you know, the whole ABA, NBA merger thing, whatever have you. And so, so yeah, it's like, it's been a long time. But nonetheless, okay, sorry about that. So anyway, so it's been a long time since Baltimore has had a major pro basketball team here. And I think it's only fair, it's only fitting, it's only right that Baltimore's in the conversation. I think Baltimore is more deserving of any city on the East Coast to get an NBA team. You know, being the biggest city, one of the biggest cities on the East Coast without one. I think Baltimore, and I've said this for years. I said this on my old channel. I made a video about this. I made videos about this. Baltimore should be a 3-sport city. We got the Ravens in the NFL and football. We got the Orioles in baseball, and we need a fucking NBA team. We need a pro basketball team. Baltimore is a pro basketball city. You think about the CFG Arena, the CFG Bank Arena, which just got remodeled, just got renovated, and they hold all kinds of events down there. They hold basketball, I think basketball tournaments, NCAA tournaments, stuff like that. They host various schools' games and stuff like that. It's only fitting that you have the CFG Bank Arena be the main host, be the main hub, be the main arena for a NBA team. It's perfect. It should be perfect. They just, like I said, they just remodeled it. They just renovated it, added seats and everything. Why would they do that if they didn't plan on bringing something there, you know? And people talk about, oh well, if Baltimore doesn't have the what it takes, blah blah blah, and it's like bullshit. You know, if you could get the right person, the right investment group to bring an NBA, to lobby to bring an NBA team, I don't see why they couldn't. And then people talk about, oh well, you know, the Washington, the owner of the DC team, the Wizards would block it. Block how? Because that's their market. No, the fuck it isn't. Baltimore has their own market. DC has their own market. Okay, 2 separate markets. If that was the case, if Baltimore is considered DC's market, then why is the Ravens and Orioles a thing? Like, seriously, that doesn't make any sense, you know? So I think, me personally, Baltimore should be very much in the conversation to bring a team, an NBA team, to the city. Okay, it's much needed. It's much needed and it's much deserved, but that's just my opinion. So that's all I got to say for this video. I may talk about this more later, but I got to get going here. So thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, give me your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Appreciate all the support I can get. That being said, this is pretty much going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching. Resto Taco, I'm out for now. See you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.